How lovely is this day, and so does the ambience surrounding it. I, Dhruv Sahu, a final year law student, welcome you all on behalf of the Center of Comparative and International Taxation. It is with immense pleasure I welcome our guest for the day, CA Dr. Girish Ahuja sir, Sandeep Garg sir, Sunita Kakkar ma'am from the Commercial Publications. Without taking much of your time, permit me to start this session. To begin this event orderly, I would like to introduce the audience to our guest for the day. CA Dr. Girish Ahuja sir. Sir, although you do not need any introduction, but it is indeed customary that I introduce you to this audience. Dr. Ahuja is a distinguished and highly respected figure in the field of finance and taxation in India, with a profound expertise in chartered accountancy and wealth of knowledge in tax laws. He has invaluable contribution to the financial landscape of the country. His commitment to simplifying complex financial concepts and his dedication to promoting tax compliances have earned him a stellar reputation in the realm of finance. That is why he is rightly referred to as Guruji of the fraternity of tax professionals. He completed his chartered accountancy in the year of 1970 and was a rank holder both in the intermediate and the final examination of ICI. His academics also include graduation and post-graduation from SRCC Delhi University. Furthering his academics, he earned a PhD from the Faculty of Management Studies, Delhi University in 2009. His professional journey is equally impressive and spanning over 4 decades at Sri Ram College of Commerce, where he served as faculty before his retirement in 2011. He was an integral part of the drafting of the income tax as a member of the Government of India's task force. Sir, we are blessed to have you here. We have Sandeep Garg sir and Sunita Kakkar ma'am from the Commercial Publications team, and we are equally blessed to have them in this house, as this is one of those publication house which has been an integral part of our career up to now, this point of time, and definitely in the future as well. We also have Professor C.A. Kriti Chawla with her CA degree and LLM in International Taxation from King's University. She's having over a decade of experience in the industry and academics, and we are blessed to have her as the director of CCIT. With her, sitting right next to her, Professor Sana Javed, with her LLM in International Taxation from Queen's Mary University and a long experience in industry and academics, we are fortunate enough to have her as the Assistant Director of CCIT. Now, please allow me to throw some light on our center. This center works under the aegis of the Jindal Global Law School, and this center has given us a great opportunity and a wonderful chance to experience such professionals in this auditorium. So I feel proud and blessed to have your all presence in this room. Now, moving to one of the most exciting part of this day is the book launch. So I'm honored and delighted on this prestigious occasion and the launch of a remarkable book that promises to be a guiding light for students and learners in the complex world of income tax. As we gather here to celebrate the release of Principle of Taxation of Law, authored by none other than renowned expert CA Dr. Girish Ahuja and co-authored by Dr. Ravi Gupta and Professor Kriti Chawla. Dr. Ahuja is a synonymous with expertise in taxation who has poured his vast experience and wisdom into this book, which is very evident from the shining pages of the book. And Dr. Ravi Gupta and Professor Kriti Chawla, as co-authors, have contributed their valuable insights, making this book a comprehensive resource for students and anyone seeking clarity of income tax matters. Without further ado, let us proceed with the official launch for the Principle of Taxation Law, for which I invite Professor Sana Javed to the podium. May this book light the path towards financial enlightenment for who all seek it.
dignitaries, of course, the professor sitting here, Professor Kriti Chawla, Sana Javed, sitting in front of me, Professor Mayank Suri, Professor Aditya Agarwal ji, both are the text faculty, of course. The moderator, Dhruv was here, Dhruv Sahu, and of course, our publisher from commercial that Mr. Sadeep Garg and Sunita ji, the coordinator of the ordinance program, ladies and friends. Well, let me tell you, I remember we had written one book long back on tax law relating to, of course, this course. But Kriti came to us, sir, no, this doesn't work. This doesn't work. There are many things missing from this book. We have a different course. We would like to have those things included in our book. I said, Kriti, it is your job. Please do it. You be the one of the authors and bring whatever amendments you want to bring. So we have given free hand to her, and she has really done a good job. वो तो आप देखेंगे जब when you read the book, and she worked very, very hard in bringing this edition so fast. So big hand, of course, to her. She has covered everything which is in your course. Besides, of course, the other institutions, of course, whether it is MIT or all over India, everything is included. So she has become one of the authors with us, and bright future for her. सारा काम यही करेगी, मैं क्यों करूँगा? Let's hope. What happens? How do we work together? A bright chartered accountant, of course, bright company secretary also she is. Besides that, you have already known her. I need not say anything to you. I can see the faces, how appreciative the faces are when I am talking about Kriti Chawla. Of course, Sana is also there. I have met her first time, but I heard lot of things about her. So, good luck to both of them, and of course to us also, because if this book sells, we also sell along with that. So, thank you very much. I'll come to my topic little later. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. It has been a pleasure being here in front of all of you, and I've been associated with Mr. Girish Oja for last so many years, and he was actually doing a book for CA earlier. We were not having any specific book for law students. So 2 years back, I asked him to write a book for LLB students also, because see, LLB students were using only the book which was used for CA students. So I wanted a book which is specially for LLB students. So he actually took my request and he wrote a book specially for LLB students. Last year I met Kriti. She told me, sir, in this book there are some chapters which are missing, which are covered in by Jindal University. So I asked her, madam, why don't you help us? She told me, sir, I am ready to help if Girish Oja sir permits. I asked Girish Oja sir. He was so humble. He says anything which improves the quality of the book is always welcome. Thereafter, Kriti madam has given her lot of input in the book, and I feel now the book is complete in syllabus and should be a very useful book for the students. Thank you.
I'd like to start at first. I'd like to express gratitude towards Dr. Ahuja, Dr. Gupta, Sunita ma'am and Sandeep sir, and the entire team at Commercials for bringing this together and also for giving me this opportunity to write this particular book. As far as my academic career in tax law is concerned, we've always used books that were there for CA students, as they also mentioned, for CS students, and we sort of adapted it to the course for law students. Now, this particular gap was needed to be filled, and so we've come up with this particular book, and this is this is covering syllabus, and this is specifically curated for BA LLB, BBA LLB, and LLB students of major universities, almost all the Indian universities that we have. The book is very comprehensive in the sense that it does not just cover direct taxes, but it also covers indirect taxes and international tax. The focus has been, to go less on numericals, and we've tried to focus a lot on, the concept as such, and also judicial decisions as they relate to the three areas in, the direct tax, indirect tax, and international tax as well. So if you get your hands, onto the book, that you must. You will see towards the end of the book, we've retained a chapter. We've actually made a chapter which talks about the gist of landmark judicial decisions. So this is where we've actually summarized a lot of judicial decisions as they relate to direct taxes, indirect taxes, and international taxes. Apart from this, I'd also like to express, this is very interesting that the team right here has actually chosen OP Jindal Global University for the launch of this academic publication, and I'm so absolutely proud of it, and I'm very sure that you guys are also equally excited about it. So a big round of applause for that. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Professor Kriti. That was very helpful. I think the issue that we now face in classes where students are asking me how much to study from this book, or we're really scared of all the numericals given in the books because they're basically for CAs, I think that would be solved with this book. So thank you so much for having this book. Without further ado, I would now like to call upon Dr. Girish Ahuja to start with the lecture. So please.
Let me tell you, friends, taxation, everybody knows, is a difficult subject. Why it is difficult? Because of chartered accountants only. They make law, we find loopholes in the law. That is there, I'm telling you. The law is made, and of course, at one time, this income tax was this size. Now you know how much big is this? How many sections are there in the Income Tax Act? Anybody, any idea? Any idea? Any wild guess? Wild guess. How many sections are there? Wild guess, whatever you want. Huh? 522. नहीं वो Google देख रहा है ना, अभी देख लेगा. He will come out with that. He will say section 298 sections. Am I right? Am I right? Have you seen? No, see. You can see, sir, there is no wrong in it. If you look up, there are only 298 sections, but it is absolutely wrong. There are more than 550 sections in Income Tax Act. They are not 298. But if you look up the Act, you will see the last section is 298. What is the reason? The reason is, let me tell you. You have a chapter on salary. There are only 3 sections for the salary. Section 15, 16, 17. 18, 19, 20, 21 for securities which are not there at the moment. Sections 22 to 27 are for house property. Right, sir? 28 to 44 is for business and profession. 45 to 55 is for capital gain. 56 to 59 is for other sources. And then clubbing of income, 60 onwards and all that. Now, if you want to bring any amendment in business chapter, a business portion, what will you do? You can't go to 27 because it is booked already for house property. You can't go beyond 44 because it is already booked for capital gain. Then what will you do? 44? Let's say if it is 44, I start with 44 capital A. Whenever there is capital, it is a separate section. Then 44 double A, 44 AB, 44 AD, 44 AE, फिर भूल गए एक और डालना था 44 ADA. I mean, what is this point? 44 AD, 44 ADA, 44 AE, 44 F था वो नहीं है, 44 G, 44 B, 44 B, AB, 44 AC, 44 AD, 44 D, 44 D. आप करते रहे DA, DB, ये सब सेक्शंस हैं. Section 35. Now, Section 35 के बाद है 35 capital A, 35 AC, 35 AD, 35 AE, ये सारे sections हैं. All sections are there. Section 115. You think that 115 one section. Then there is section 115 capital A. Then came section 115 capital double A. 115 AB, 115 AC, 115 AD, 115 AE. फिर आया 115 AB, 115 double B, 115 BBA, 115 triple B, 115 BBC, 115 BBD, 115 BBDA, 115 BBE. DA भी है था. BBE. सर सेक्शन 115 V तक जा चुके हैं हम. 115 V. Z तो पास ही है. तो उसका बाद में क्या होगा? कहते कुछ नहीं. 115 ZA, ZB, ZC. This is the position what we have in our Income Tax Act. And why this has become difficult? I have told you, the person who are practicing the law, even the charter, I'm not talking about chartered accountant, these people are litigated, lawyers are there, but they are at the top level, at High Court level, at Supreme Court level, they are managing. We are not allowed to appear beyond, of course, ITAT. Only the lawyers are allowed to appear after that. So they are also there, but we find loopholes in the law. And to plug that loopholes, we have to come out with amendments, and we have brought so many sections. Sir, section तो ठीक है, लेकिन one section आपको पढ़ना हो, it may take 3 hours also sometime. There is one section which talks about, let me tell you, क्या होता है? Section. After section, what is that? I'm talking about any law, not income tax law. Section के बाद क्या होता है? What is after the section? Yeah, all of you know. Huh? Yeah. They have jumped to supervisor. Section के बाद subsection. After subsection? Clause. After subclause? नहीं, subclause. तब भी complete नहीं है. After subclause, कोई बता दे चलो. After subclause. Anyone? 99.9% don't know there can be an item after subclause. And after item, there is sub-item after first. तब भी complete नहीं है. Provided that, उसके बारे में मैं बात करूँगा. Let us come to first point. When there is a section and there is a subsection, subsection talks about the main section. Then after subsection, there is a clause. Clause will talk about that particular subsection. जिस subsection के नीचे clause होगा, वो subsection की बात करेगा. Now, after clause, there can be subclause. That subclause will talk about that clause. After subclause, there is item. That item will talk about that subclause. And after item, there is sub-item. That will talk about the item. And still it is not complete. Provided that. आता है ना? Provided that. Provided further that. There is section 10 clause 23C, which has 23 provisos. कितने provisos? 23 provisos. Somebody says, please look into 14th proviso. It is not written there, 14th proviso. No, nothing is written. There are only two things. Any law you read, whenever there is provided that, it means first proviso. I'm telling you something about the law reading. Whenever you find provided that, wherever under any law, provided that means first proviso. Next is provided further that, it is second proviso. उसके बाद मत पूछना, क्योंकि provided also that, third proviso, fourth proviso, provided also that, fifth proviso, proviso also that. Keep on adding also, proviso can come in. जैसे I thank Kriti, I thank Sanaj, I also thank Bank Suri. तो ये also जितने लगा के उतने proviso हो जाते हैं. So 14 proviso कैसे देखोगे? How will you see that 14th proviso? You will have to open the act. See, provided that one, provided further that two. Now you will have to number there. First also third, next also fourth, next also fifth, next also sixth. So keep on adding number there, and if you have to look up 14th proviso, you will take that time to read. This is 14th proviso. Or by chance one else also is missing, missed. You are gone. That means you are shifting to 15th supervisor. So be careful, this is there. And still it is not complete. Still it is not complete. After that there is explanation 1, explanation 2, explanation 3, explanation 4. फिर याद आया गलती हो गई और ऐड करना था. Explanation 3A, explanation 3AB, then explanation 4, explanation 5. You are looking for full stop. The comma is after 6th line in Income Tax Act. After 6th line you will find comma. और तो और सर नहीं है. मैंने किसी स्टूडेंट को बोला, चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट, I said, you must read one section every day. Sir, what are you talking? Income Tax Act, nobody can learn. It is very difficult to read it. It is very difficult to understand. I said, mind it. I am telling you, advising you, because you are going for litigation and all that, please start reading one section from the Act, not the book, Act. He said, you are saying I'll do that. After 3 hours, he rings me up. Sir, what happened? Sir, it has taken me 3 hours to read that section. मैं कहा कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, हाथ हो गया. कहता look, sir, listen to me. मैं कह रहा, sir, last line was that it is not applicable from assessment year 2010-11. We don't know whether that section is applicable or not. I said, I told you, whenever you read, first go to the last line to find out whether it is applicable or not. It might have been deleted, but it is still there. For 10 years, 15 years, it has to be there. So be careful whenever you by chance reading a book or act, first see the last line. Or maybe the first line they'll say applicable between this date and this date. Otherwise, don't read it because you will go mad reading it, I'm telling you. To go mad reading it, but it is very interesting. Sometimes you have time to go through, please go through Act. You are otherwise reading Act. It's not that only subject is taxation. You are reading all other laws. The taxation, of course, is very difficult. Other laws may not be that difficult. Other laws may not have any problem. But it is really interesting. Revenue laws are all interesting, of course. And revenue we are paid well because we know the revenue law. We are paid well. That she might be paying. She might be getting. I don't know whether she's doing anything else or not. I am doing, of course, practice even teaching at the Shriram College. I was practicing. I passed out CA in June 70. No, nobody. She was also not born. You were also not born. Don't worry. June 70, I passed out CA. I'm 77 plus, let me tell you. अब कहोगे लगते नहीं है, वो मेरी गलती नहीं है. I'm 77 plus and I work 365 days a year. 365 days a year. A professional should not feel tired. Professional never retires, let me tell you. And you are also going to be professional in a few years' time, or somebody may be joining immediately after doing the completion of this point. वो देविका है यहाँ पर, देविका गर्ग happens to be the daughter of my partner also. Is she here? No, she's not. She's also here in the law. But she has not come today, it's a different thing. But what I'm trying to explain, there is no shortcut to success, let me tell you. There is absolutely no shortcut to success. It is very easy to pass LLB, but it is very difficult to pass CA. Mr. Jaitley had been my student, Arun Jaitley, in Shriram College of Commerce. He said one day, I also wanted to do CA, but it is a very difficult course. So I joined LLB. I said, why did you join LLB? He said, it is very difficult to pass in CA, and it is very difficult to fail in LLB. So that's why I joined LLB. This is what is said. It's true or not, I don't know. They say it is very difficult to pass CA and very easy, very difficult to fail in LLB. So I joined LLB. But let me tell you that the wonders he did during his lifetime. You can imagine, he was a lawyer, no doubt. He was a lawyer. What a wonderful, bright student. Right from the, हमारे यहाँ कहते हैं ये वो क्या होते हैं पालने में उसके पाँव हैं दूध के पाँव जो भी हैं. Very good debater during his 3 years in Shriram College of Commerce. Never asked a penny from his family. Never asked a penny. Whenever he needed money, he used to go for a debate and win 500 rupees, 400 rupees for debate prizes, And he studied 3 years by getting only this much amount everywhere. Some have debate from one college, the another college, he shifting, and he was always the best debater, both in English and Hindi. And you must have seen him, Doctor. You must have heard him. Wonderful person. What a great personality. And the teacher also feel proud when he knows that I know that I taught him. And he was he's next door to my house also. Very bright person. And what kind of a finance ministry he held it. I don't want to talk about the new finance minister. That is not my forte. But I'm telling you the amount of amendment which he brought. He told me, look here, we want to redraft the law. I said, okay. He said, you join us for redrafting the law. I was one of the members of the task force to redraft the income tax law. We redrafted it. We redrafted that law. And this has 298, it's not 298, 550 sections. Let me tell you, sorry, I touched it. Sorry. 550 sections. We brought down to 265 sections without any proviso. And it was simplified to a great extent. I know it that after a few years it will also become difficult because we will find loopholes in the law. But unfortunately, it has not seen the light of the day because whatever important provisions were there, they have been brought in the Income Tax Act. Whatever important provisions were there. So we used to tell, this faceless. This is all because of us, the faceless assessment. I remember what happened is, we were asked to go for faceless assessment. Please write for faceless assessment. Let us not have that assessment in a physical type of a thing. We three were sitting. One was the chairman of the EY, Mr. Rajiv Memani, still happened to be my student. He was also with me. And the third, of course, was from Ahmedabad, and three board members were sitting in front of us. Nobody was talking. You know why? Nobody was interested in bringing the law of faceless assessment. You know why? Faceless assessment, if it comes, you are not able to manage. Setting is not possible if it is faceless assessment. The department also was not interested in that, and we were also not interested in that. So I took a lead. Sir, do one thing. It is not possible to bring faceless assessment. It is not that easy. If at all you have to go for faceless assessment, let us have some trial, or maybe in one region, or maybe said you can go for it. We wrote to the CBDT chairman, it is not possible. CBDT chairman told us, Mr. Modi has called you, all of you, six of us went to him. He said, nothing doing. We have to bring faceless assessment, come what may. He said, we'll have a lot of difficulty. He said, nothing doing. Nothing will happen. We will manage, go for faceless assessment. The purpose of faceless assessment was to avoid corruption. You all know that. I don't want to say to avoid corruption. But in any case, it was a very bold step. Let me tell you, it is a very bold step. And now it has seen the light of the day. It is already there for 2 years now. And everybody is feeling a pinch of that faceless assessment. Because, lawyers, there is no problem. They have to go to Supreme Court, High Court. There is no faceless so far. There may be online hearing, but there is not that type of faceless assessment is not there. Here, though, you don't know what will happen. You have filed a return in Delhi. National Faceless Assessment Center will take out a draw. There's a computer. That may go to anywhere in India, to any assessing officer. Nobody knows where it will go. That faceless assessment of mine may go to Bombay, may go to Chennai, may go to Kolkata, or any other place, or maybe Jumri Taliya also. It may go there because Jumri Taliya is very famous these days. Whenever you talk about, we were seeing our time, that was what that program was. Siani program. Usme hi hota tha, more of Jen was coming from Jumri Talaiya. I don't know where it is. Yes, so far. It is where? Bihar. Jumri Talaiya. But very famous. I don't know why this famous only for, saying for this, what you call, radio programs. It is always wo aata tha. So what I'm trying to say, that AO is doing my assessment. I don't know who is that AO. He is not corresponding with me. Whatever correspondence I have to do with the National Faceless Assessment Center online. And whatever correspondence he has to do with the National Faceless Center. We have nothing to do with each other. We don't know what is happening. And there are 4 units in the case of faceless assessment. Assessment unit, verification unit, technical unit, the different unit, technical unit, verification unit, assessment unit. ये यूनिट क्या करते हैं? One is assessment unit, वो तो है ही, which I have told you, assessment unit. The assessment unit will do assessment. But if any verification of documents to be done, if a verification of any books of accounts to be done, that will not be done by the AO, assessing officer. That will be done by the verification unit. They will call, they will see all those records and prepare a report, and that report will not go to the AO. He cannot write. That report will go to the Faceless Center. Faceless Assessment Center will send that report to AO. Now, if he wants some technical help, the technical help, he will ask the National Facial Center that I want some technical input for this purpose. He will not know where it will go. Then the Faceless Center will send it to a technical unit. Technical unit will give us their input. That will come to Faceless Assessment Center. That Faceless Center will then give it to assessing officer. He will do the assessment. Now, this assessing officer knows that there is a review unit also. That assessment which has been done, if they are not satisfied, they will send that assessment order to the review unit, and review unit will see whether assessment has been properly done or not, and if it is not properly done, it will send back for reassessment. So everything is faceless. Even an officer does not know who has given the technical input. Officer does not know who has given the verification done, who has done the verification, or who is going to do the review unit. And we also don't know. ये तो हमने लाना शुरू किया कि sir, at least personal hearing should be there, and without personal hearing, nothing can happen. So please allow us personal hearing. At that particular time, you know what happened in the personal hearing? You could not see the face of the AO while doing the personal hearing. I am there. He can see me, but I cannot see him. And then he is talking to us and asking the question. We are replying that guys, whatever show cause was there, we did. Now gradually, now we can see them. Now because they said, sir, nothing doing, we are not able to. You know why we are able to see it. I don't want to say anything in that. But what I'm telling you, such a system adopted for faceless assessment, now it is not that easy that you can handle people. And assessment to a great extent are being done properly. No faceless for international and for investigation cases. In all other cases, it is now faceless. Even the appeals have become faceless. So what I'm trying to explain, I'm saying that things have become different. The department knows about the assessee more than what he knows about himself. I remember when we were redrafting the law, they were making Project Insight. I said, what is this Project Insight you are making? He said, Project Insight, you please give your PAN number. If it is already done, show me your PAN. I gave the PAN number. And so for the first screen, my name, my address, all that was there. I said, nothing new. Next, how many assessment done? Whether done under 143.1, self-assessment, or done under 143.3, scrutiny assessment, 144X assessment, or reassessment, all figures were there. What is my refund due? What is due to this SC? Everything was there. I said, this is the record you have. What is the new thing? Next screen. How many FDRs I have? Every bank, they had the details of the FDRs. Every bank. I said, what about those FDR where there is no deduction of tax at source because there is a TDS on income above, that time it was 10,000, now it is 40,000. I said, what about that? If I make a FDR and the TDS is less than 10,000 at that particular point I was there, how will you come to know? He says, don't worry. Even those details are being submitted by the banks for those FDRs where no tax has been deducted at source, and that has been linked, and we know that you have those FDRs also. Okay. I said, okay. Next screen. How many mutual funds I have? Wherever I have. about 9 mutual fund I was investing at that particular point of time. I saw one more, 10th mutual fund. I said, this is not mine. He said, this is yours. I said, I have no knowledge of it. He said, let me note down. I noted down that. That 30 years back, the PAN was not that important. 30 years back, there was no connection, nothing was there online. I changed my address also. So there was a mutual fund in UTI, which I had deposited 20,000 under a growth scheme. And the balance it was showing was 2,31,000. I said, I don't have. He said, give me. I said, please give me the detail. And I noted down the date, went to the UTI and got 2,30,000. I said, thank you, Income Tax Department. They know much more than I know. They know much more than I know. Last year when I was filing a return, my man said, I can't file a return because I am not that computer savvy. I have made the form, but I cannot fill up myself. So my junior was saying, filing the return. Sir, you have shown everything, bank account, but one bank account it is shown, there is 300 some rupees as an interest. You have not shown that. I said, no, I have given all bank accounts to you. There is nothing left in it. No, sir. Then he minutely read it. BOB means Bank of Baroda. Sir, there is something 300 rupees in the bank. I said, let me think over. Then I realized my wife expired about 7 years back. There was one locker in there in Bank of Baroda. We had other, but Bank of Baroda which were lying vacant. So I went there, sir, kindly take away and let me close this. But at that particular time, they were taking FDRs for opening a locker. So I might have given FDR, I don't know. I said, chalo, de dijiye wapas. He said, sir, it is not yet matured. Kindly take it after some time. I forgot completely. Then I realized, of course, there is one FDR which is there. Sent my man to the bank. He said, yes, it is there. And we are crediting your interest, but at the same time, you have a saving bank account. It is the balance is less, so we are deducting also. The balance is 330 rupees every year. It is credited to your account. The minimum balance you have to keep it, otherwise there is a penalty. And I got 28,000 rupees from there. I said, 300 has helped me to get 28,000 rupees. So what I'm telling you, they have information about you for everything, whatever you're doing. Whatever you're getting from Amazon, whatever you're getting from Flipkart, against cash on delivery, COD. Credit card, absolutely no problem. Because when you're getting credit card, it is accounted for. But if you're getting anything cash on delivery, they have the complete record of that. How much thing has gone to you. This is computerization. They are supposed to give the information whenever asked for. Whenever asked for. If it is a high value transactions, or the transaction, now you can't go a transaction for more than 2 lakh at a time because of the restriction which has been imposed under section 269 ST. But 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 you are making, and day in, day out people are buying, and young people are of course buying on Amazon, Flipkart or any other thing without realizing that if it is credit card, it is a white money. But if it is cash, they know what kind of a thing is this. And they are keeping a complete record of that. These days, computer age. One day I was standing at airport waiting for my flight. The time was there. So I went to Chroma showroom. When I went to Chroma showroom, I bought something. Obviously, there's 1,800 rupees, some charger at that particular point. He said, sir, kindly give your phone number. Unfortunately or fortunately, I gave the phone number. He said, sir, how's your iPad doing? How's your iPhone working? How is this they're doing? I said, I never bought from you. He said, sir, if you have bought anything from Chroma showroom anywhere in India, we have a complete record of 10 years. We have a complete record of 10 years, whatever you have bought from Chroma showroom. Meaning thereby, if they want, they can get the information from there. And they are supposed to give that information of high value transaction to the department. 125 countries we are getting the exchange of information. The information going from here, they are exchanging the information with us, what is happening over there, everything, and know which bank account you have abroad, what kind of investment you have done abroad, whether your child is studying abroad, he has maintained a bank account there or not, every information is with them. Earlier they were not using, but this is because of computer. This is because of computer and nothing else. I was remembering one day I asked for, so I was sitting alone in the house. I asked for Domino, I rang up Domino and asked for a pizza. He said, sir, what toppings you want? मेरे को इतना ज़्यादा थोड़ी पता है कितना टॉपिंग है मैंने कहा बच्चे I said, give me 2 toppings है ठीक है. Sir, you have not asked for garlic bread. I said, what mean? कहता you every time when pizza has gone to your there is a garlic bread also there and you ask for this also and you have not asked the cheese also. What is this? I said, how do you know? कहता पिछले 10 साल का पूरा पिज़्ज़ा जो आपके यहाँ डिलीवर हुए हैं हमारे पास रिकॉर्ड है. आप अंडरस्टैंड कर रहे हैं मैं क्या कहना चाहता हूँ? Now black economy is going to be finished. Not because of Mr. Modi, but because of computer. Every record of every person they have, whatever you have bought, whether from Domino, whether from Pizza Hut, or whether from any Swiggy or whatever you are getting for Zomato, they have complete record. And whatever they want, they can ask for those records. So my point is, be careful. Be careful, don't go for any hanky-panky things. Things are going to be difficult now. Every information they have with them. Very information. और GST का तो पता ही है आपको क्या हो रहा है. Lord tell me what kind of an input credit people are taking without taking the, B2B, B2C. Goods are sold to C, consumer, and bills are made to B, the businessman. Why? Input credit. Material has not gone. Material has gone to the consumer. Consumer has used that. Consumer has used it. But he does not need any bill. Sometimes says, आप जाओ ना, सर बिल लगेगा तो वो लगेगा, क्या लगेगा? GST लगेगा. वो already included था उसमें. फिर भी कह देते हैं ताकि वो बिल ना ले. He is not giving bill to you. He is giving bill to another businessman who is getting an input credit of 18% from there. So what I'm trying to explain, they have complete information about that also. These days, everything is computerized and the type of changes which have they brought in GST, astonishing. Day in, day out notifications are coming. Day in, day out. How difficult, I tell you, for you also to teach these days GST. GST is becoming a very difficult subject, let me tell you. It was a different story altogether. Now the point is, let me tell you, at one particular time, there was an incentive to save tax, whether it is direct tax or indirect tax. You know the difference between direct and indirect tax, short difference? Every tax has an effect. Immediate effect, ultimate effect. If the immediate and ultimate effect, we call it impact and incidence. Impact and incidence. Impact is immediate effect. Incidence is the ultimate effect. If the impact and incidence of the tax is on the same person, it is direct tax. And if the impact is on one person and incidence has been shifted to the another person, everybody knows it is indirect tax. Clear? Now the point is, at one time, we had 4 types of direct taxes. Number 1, income tax. Number 2, wealth tax. Number 3, gift tax. And number 4, what you call inheritance tax. We used to call it estate duty tax. Estate duty tax. 4 types of taxes. And you know the income tax rate at one particular time was how much? 97.5%. You earn 1 rupee, pay 97.5% as tax after a certain limit. These days the limit is 2 lakh 50 or 3 lakh, whatever is it. But 97.5% was the income tax. How much did you save? 2.5 paisa. Then if you gift that, gift tax. If you save and accumulate that, wealth tax. And if you die, inheritance tax. So everyone wanted to, save tax, and then they are doing all those things which are happening. Now there is no wealth tax, there is no gift tax. There is a gift tax, but that has been brought indirectly under section 56(2)(10). You know that sum of money exceeding rupees 50,000 given without consideration to a non-relative, not a relative. इसकी भी मैं story सुनाता हूँ. Gift tax was abolished way back on 1/10/98. याद किस जो को gift tax was abolished in this country. The reason given was you have already paid tax on your income. The tax has already been paid. Now whatever income left to you, you do whatever you like. You spend it, you accumulate it, or you give to somebody. How does it matter? It is a tax-paid income, so there should not be any tax. This was the point. Without realizing that Indian minds are very clever. People started taking gift from others. रामलाल सुलेमान को गिफ्ट दे रहा है. कितना नेशनल इंटीग्रेशन है. Salma B is giving gift to Krishan Kumar. Have you so noticed that? They were taking gift from each other. You know what is gift? इस country में gift दी नहीं जाती है. ली जाती है. You take gift, you don't give gift to it. Nobody gives gift to anyone. गिफ्ट सिर्फ दो ही देते हैं. एक तो पेरेंट्स अपने बच्चों को सेट करेंगे तो गिफ्ट देंगे. एक अनफॉर्चुनेटली द फादर इन लॉ, he has to make gift for the daughter. Those are the genuine gift. बाकी कोई गिफ्ट जेन्युइन नहीं होती है. कोई जेन्युइन नहीं. लेकिन कितना नेशनल इंटीग्रेशन है. कृति चावला एंड सना जावेद आपस में गिफ्ट दे. ये शुरू हुआ. हमारे लीडर जो है ना, लॉ वो बनाते हैं. एक तो हमारे महान नेता थे. On the birthday, that leader took a gift of 4 crore rupees. On the birthday, how much? 4 crore. Question was asked, survey was done. Where from you got this gift? He said, my friends, relatives, my friends are there, my fans are there, they have given me a gift, how does it matter? And it is not taxable. It is not taxable. He said, yes, we know that law, it is not taxable. But let us come to one thing. Please let us know the name of the person who have given you gift. He said, I'll ask my chartered accountant. He'll give you the name. A list was prepared, group wise, and everybody was given a ring that somebody will come to you, income tax department, you have to give this answer. Okay. They went to a particular group of people. Have you made a gift to this person? Yes, sir, we have given a gift. क्यों दिया? Sir, our leader, we are fan of the person. We are really, she's very close to us. मुझे नहीं पता she or he. मुंह से निकल गया. चलिए. Very close to us. So, please tell us the source of that gift. He says, agriculture income. And there is no tax on agriculture income. And we have given a gift out of the agriculture income. Where is the question of paying tax on that? Okay, ठीक है. ठीक है, लिख लिया सबका statement ले लिया. They went to the second group of person. Have you made a gift? Yes, sir. What is your answer to that? Sir, agriculture income. But you don't have land. What is this? कहता है, सर हमने लीज पे ले रखी है. वहाँ बोलते थे हिंदी में पटा बना रखा है. वो पटा बनवा दिए थे कि हमने लीज पे लेके, this is agriculture income and you can take land on lease and do it. There is no need of owning the land. Okay. Third group के पास गए. Have you made a gift? Yes. कहाँ से आया? Sir, we have taken a loan to give the gift. Loan to make a gift. Supreme Court ने भी clear कर दिया वो. The loan taken to make a gift to your friend, relative. Of law, you can't change the leader. The law was changed. And the law was brought under section 56(2)(v). What was? That you cannot take a gift of more than 25,000 from each person. For more than 25,000 per person, you cannot take a gift. If you take more than 25,000, it is taxable. Person went to the chartered accountant, what to do now? He said, tell on the TV, on my birthday, I will not accept more than 25,000. I will not take more than 25. You can give 25,000, I have no problem. 3 crore rupees were there, collected on the birthday, and nothing happened. Again, you cannot change the leader. The law was changed. The law was made was, you cannot take a gift of more than 50,000 in aggregate, whether from one person or more than one person in a year. Aggregate amount of 50,000. Again the birthday came. Again the question was, what to do now? I cannot take more than 50,000. It is the law. He said, don't worry. Tell them I don't want to take any cash gift. I don't want any money. But you can give anything to me. You can give your jewelry. You can give your bullion, you can give me your share, anything else, but not the cash. Crown of 4 crore, studded with diamond, ruby, sapphire, were put on the head on the birthday. Again the law. You cannot change the leader. Law was changed. The law was brought, that 56(2)(7), up to 10 and 7. Look here. You cannot take a gift of more than 50,000 in aggregate in a year without consideration. Two, you cannot take a gift of movable property, specified movable property valuing more than 50,000, and you cannot take a gift of immovable property valuing rupees 50, more than 50,000. Again went to CA. क्या करूँ अब तो वो भी गया तो जस्ट पढ़ते हैं CA के जब पढ़ते थे तब एक्ट को देखा था. Let me read the act again and find out. The definition was given that you cannot take a gift of money, movable property consisting of shares and securities, jewelry, archaeological collection, drawings, painting, sculpture, work of art. ये लिखा था. It's a word jewelry लिखा है. अब jewelry की definition है वहाँ पर ornament made of gold, silver, platinum or any other precious or semi-precious, whether set in on that or not, or any precious or semi-precious stone. ये उसकी डेफिनेशन है. मैंने कहा सर ज्वेलरी बेनील गिफ्ट ले सकते हैं लेकिन बुलियन की तो ले सकते हैं. तो यू टेक द गिफ्ट ऑफ ए बुलियन. द गिफ्ट ऑफ बुलियन वाज टेकन. देन लॉ वाज चेंज्ड. बुलियन को भी हटा दिया गया. आप सोचा क्या करें, सब कुछ तो कवर कर दिया, एक मोटर कार छोड़ के सब कवर था. अगेन द बर्थडे के अब क्या करें, व्हाट टू डू दैट. ही सेड डोंट टेक गिफ्ट इन योर नेम. Now create a trust. Trust is not an individual. Trust is not an Hindu undivided family. Create a trust and take gift in the trust name. उस साल वो भी निकल गया. फिर लॉ बदला है और सेक्शन 56 सब सेक्शन 2 क्लॉज 10 आया है. नाउ उन्होंने लिख दिया कि रुकिए वेयर एनी, पहले लिखा था वेयर इंडिविजुअल रेशियो रिसीव्स. Individual achieve received from any person or person more than 50,000 or movable property exceeding 50,000 or immovable property. अब लिख दिया where any person receives from any other person or person a sum of rupees exceeding rupees 50,000 without it, and then smoothly jewelry. अब क्या होगा, अब तो आप गिफ्ट AOP के नाम पे भी नहीं ले सकते because person includes individual, HUF, firm, company, AOP, BOI, local authority, artificial, सारे तो कवर हो गए. तो अब गिफ्ट बंद हो गई है. अब गिफ्ट सिर्फ लिखती है रिलेटिव से ले सकते हैं या ऑन ओकेजन ऑफ मैरिज ले सकते हैं. उसकी तो अभी भी शादी नहीं हुई है. अब तो समझ गए होंगे कौन है. समझ में आया. अभी भी स्कोप है. The way the law evolves, this is what I'm trying to explain, why the law becomes difficult, why so many clauses are added in that. The purpose behind this was that how it started, we were very good to remove gift tax because it is a already paid tax. So why should we charge you? But people starting misusing it. They started giving gift to each other. Gift थोड़ी देते थे, कैश ले लेते थे, चेक दे देते थे. इनको कैश की जरूरत है, उनको चेक की जरूरत है. कैश उन्होंने ले लिया, चेक दे दिया. और कैश की जरूरत कई बार प्रॉपर्टी खरीदने में भी होती है, कई बार शादी करने में भी होती है. There are so many things. So this was happening. लेकिन लॉ इवॉल्व होता है. दिस इज ऑल बिकॉज ऑफ द ब्रेन्स विच रीड द लॉ एंड फाइंड आउट लूपहोल्स इन द लॉ. कैसे कैसे केस सुप्रीम कोर्ट से निकल जाते हैं, यू मस्ट हैव नोटिस. एंड सुप्रीम कोर्ट खुद जजमेंट देने में भी घबराता है. हिंदू अनडिवाइडेड फैमिली केस ऑफ ए डॉटर. Daughter was brought as a member of the Hindu undivided family and a co-partner with effect from 9/9/2005. 9/9/2005 से पहले HUF में, I'm not talking about individual. If I die intestate, intestate you understand, without writing a will, my property will go to my legal heir of class 1. Legal heir of class 1 are my wife if she is alive, my children, both sons and daughter equal, and my mother also if she is alive. 90% को ये नहीं पता है कि mother is also class 1 legal heir. Mother, whether dependent or independent, she gets a full share in the right, in the property of the son. Father नहीं आता, father को नहीं मिलती. Mother, wife, if they are alive. If both are not alive, wife. If the wife is also not alive, but children. Daughter का हक था, equal right. But in Hindu undivided family, daughter was a member but not a co-partner. Co-partner means you can ask for partition, you will get the share of the HUF property. The daughter was not there. From 9/9/2005, the law was changed and daughter was given the same right as that of a son. In HUF. Individual में तो पहले ही था. वो तो लीगल ईयर तो पहले ही है. But in achieved same right as that of a son, whether the daughter was married or unmarried, daughter got married before or after, it was there. 3 cases of Supreme Court, they themselves overruled, giving different version. One will become, when will, if the daughter was alive, then only will she get, or if the partition has been done earlier, will she get, or will she not get? 3 times the Supreme Court judgment was stayed. And they have not been able to understand what kind of a law should be made for this. What I'm trying to say, the law becomes so complicated. Now, the question was asked, after the death of the Karta, who will become the Karta? Who will become the Karta? हम पहले करते थे एल्डेस्ट सन करता होगा, सन, क्योंकि वाइफ कैन नॉट बी ए करता, वाइफ इज ए मेंबर बट नॉट ए करता. वाइफ इज कमिंग फ्रॉम अदर फैमिली. Whenever there is a partition, she will get the share, but otherwise she is not the karta. Karta means one who can ask for partition. He is a co-parcel. Sorry, karta kya, co-parcel who can ask for partition. So now daughter, the question came up, suppose somebody died. He has a daughter, he has a son. Who will become the karta? Now the answer is eldest child. Eldest child, not the son. Eldest child, whether she is married or unmarried, even if she is married, she will become the karta of her father's HUF. She cannot become karta of her husband's HUF, but she will become karta of her father's HUF. यहाँ तक डॉटर्स को राइट दिया गया. दिस हैज बीन गिवन. अब तो कोई और राइट भी दे दिया मोदी जी ने, सबको पता है. बट व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू एक्सप्लेन, नाउ द डॉटर्स हैव मोर बेनिफिट्स देन इवन ए सन हैज. और वैसे भी बेटियां ही पूछती हैं, बेटे पूछते कहाँ हैं? मैं को गलत कह रहा हूँ? आजकल के बेटे माँ बाप को नहीं पूछते. डॉटर्स आर देयर. ए सन इज ए सन टिल ही गेट्स ए वाइफ. डॉटर मीन्स डॉटर थ्रू आउट हर लाइफ. ये मैं आपको बता दूं. ये लाल है, कोई बुरा मानेंगे ये बैठे हुए कि यार हमें तो इन्होंने ठोक दिया, मैं भी तो सन ही हूँ. डॉटर रिमेन्स डॉटर थ्रू आउट हर लाइफ. सन इज ए सन टिल ही गेट्स ए वाइफ. ये लॉ है. तो मुझे कहते हैं फिर तो बेटियां बहुत अच्छी होती हैं. मेरी बेटी भी कहने लगी, मैं एक लेक्चर दे रहा था, मैंने कहा एक बात है, मेरे को तो 3 बार फोन करते हो एवरी डे, बिकॉज माई वाइफ इज नॉट देयर, तो माई डॉटर्स विल रिंग अप ऑफ कोर्स. मैं कहा कभी कभी वहां भी कर लिया करो जिसके साथ रहते हो. हे क्या बातें करते. अब यू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आई एम सेइंग. ये क्या विडंबना है, मेरे समझ में नहीं आती. ये ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड है. सास बहू की कभी नहीं बनी, वो बहुत रेयर बनती है, वो तो अलग बात है. द एक्सेप्शंस आर ऑलवेज देयर. आई एम नॉट सेइंग एक्सेप्शंस आर ऑलवेज देयर, बट मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम यू विल रीड. और अगर आप उसके पास चले जाओगे, वो क्या नाम है लड़की का, वो जो जितेंद्र की बेटी है, तो यही लड़ाती ही रहती है सारा दिन. क्या नाम है उसका? एकता कपूर. उसका काम यही है, सास बहू सास बहू सास बहू सास बहू, और कुछ करती नहीं हो. एकता कपूर. वो एक दूसरे से पूछ रही. मैं ये चीज बताऊं, ये मेरे अभी तक समझ में नहीं आया. वाई आफ्टर गेटिंग मैरिड द डॉटर इज नॉट इंटरेस्टेड. उसके सास ससुर से फिर बन जाएगी, सास से पता नहीं क्यों नहीं बनती है. 2 लेडीज क्यों नहीं इकट्ठी रह सकती, आज तक मुझे भी समझ में नहीं आया. सो इतना मत समझ लो कि डॉटर बहुत अच्छी हैं. बाप के लिए अच्छी, ससुर के लिए, सास के लिए अच्छी हैं, ये मैं नहीं कह सकता. आई रिजर्व माई ओपिनियन ऑन दैट वट एवर से. सो वॉट आई एम ट्राइंग, थोड़ा बहुत हंसाना पड़ता है सर, अदर वही तो आप कहेंगे बोर कर रहे, क्या इकोनॉमिक्स की बातें कर रहे हैं और कुछ कर ही नहीं रहे. कमिंग बैक, एक और चीज़ मैं बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बताना चाहता हूँ. आई टोल्ड यू आफ्टर द सेक्शन देयर इज सब सेक्शन. एम आई राइट? लेकिन ऐसे नहीं है. कई सेक्शन के जिसके नीचे सब सेक्शन नहीं होता, नहीं होता. देयर आर मेनी सेक्शन विच डू नॉट हैव सब सेक्शन, दे हैव ओनली क्लॉज. सेक्शन के बाद क्लॉज है, सब सेक्शन नहीं है. 99% सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जज भी को पूछो, वो भी सेक्शन 2 क्लॉज 31 नहीं बोलता. सेक्शन 2 सब सेक्शन 31, सेक्शन 2 क्लॉज 7. मैं बोलूंगा, वो बोलेगा सेक्शन 2 सब सेक्शन 7. सारे लॉयर भी बोलते हैं सब सेक्शन. जी नहीं. When there is a generic section, understand the word generic section, or a common section, heading the section is common, that section never has subsection. Because subsection always talks about the main section. Now there is a section 2, definition in income tax act. 90% laws section 2 are definition. मैं ये नहीं कह रहा इनकम टैक्स में भी है, औरों में भी 90% लॉ में सेक्शन 2 डेफिनेशन कह लो, उसको इंटरप्रिटेशन कह लो, उसको टर्मिनोलॉजी कह लो, नेम डिफरेंट है सेक्शन 2. Section 2 does not have subsection. It has clauses because it does not talk about the main section. Main section is the definition. एक definition थोड़ी है. So many definitions are given in section 2. So there is no subsection there. Clauses. Section 2, clause 31, meaning of a person. Section 2, clause 34, previous year. Section 2, clause 7, assessee. Section 2, clause 9. Clause है. क्या है clause? Assessment here. So section 2, clause 1, agriculture. So section 2 does not have subsection. वो अलग बात है टीचर का, तो मेरे को स्टूडेंट क्या कहता है, मैंने पढ़ा थोड़ी है, मैंने लिख दिया, पढ़ ले अपने आप की सबसेक्शन है कि क्लॉज है, बट आई डोंट नो. बट whenever you have to speak, you are going to be lawyer, you have to speak, you have to be very careful. There are certain sections which do not have section 10, income which do not form part of total income. है ना section 10 आपके income tax? Is there one income which is not part of the? There are so many incomes which do not form part of the income. So therefore section 10 does not have subsection. It has clauses. Section 10 clause agriculture, section 10 clause 2 share of profit from HUF, section 2 clause 10 clause 2A share of profit from firm, section 10 gratuity, section 10 ये सारे section है, section 10 13A house rent allowance, ये सारे section नहीं है, clauses हैं. Section 10 clause 10, section 10 clause 13A, section 10 clause 2, ये सब clauses हैं, they are not subsection. There are 2 deduction from salary, am I right? Section 16 में अब तो 3 हो गई है ना, 3 deduction. One is standard deduction, then is entertainment allowance if it is old regime of course, and third of course is professional tax or tax on employment. Section 16 does not have a subsection. It is clauses. Section 16 clause IA standard deduction. Section 16 clause 2I entertainment allowance. सेक्शन 16 क्लॉज 3I टैक्स ऑन एम्प्लॉयमेंट, ये क्लॉजेज हैं क्योंकि नाम क्या है सेक्शन का, डिडक्शन फ्रॉम ग्रॉस सैलरी, डिडक्शन. सो इसलिए उसके नीचे जितनी भी डिडक्शन आएंगी क्लॉजेज होंगे, वो सब सेक्शन नहीं होंगे. आपने हाउस प्रॉपर्टी किया होगा, 2 डिडक्शन फ्रॉम हाउस प्रॉपर्टी इंटरेस्ट, वन इज स्टैंडर्ड डिडक्शन ऑफ 30%, द अनदर इज इंटरेस्ट ऑन मनी बोरोड. सेक्शन 24 में भी क्लॉजेज है, सब सेक्शन नहीं है. Section 24 clause A standard deduction 30,000 or 30%. Section 24 clause B interest on money borrowed. So there are many sections which are of generic nature, which are of common nature. They do not have subsection. They have independent clauses. And under the clause when they have subclause. मैंने बोला था section 10 clause 23C. मैंने subsection 23C नहीं बोला था. वो educational institution के लिए, OP General must be also under section 1023C or maybe 11-12, that is charitable trust, that is a different story altogether. Section 10 clause 23C. इस clauses के नीचे सब clauses हैं, I, IA, I2I, 3I, IB, 3IAB, 3IAC, 3IAD, 3IAE, IV. मैं V बोल रहा हूँ, रोमन V, VI, VIA, ये clauses हैं. उसके बाद 23 provisos हैं और हर प्रोवाइजर के नीचे 4 एक्सप्लेनेशन दे रखी. 14 पेज सेक्शन 1023. हाउ मेनी पेजेस? 14 पेजेस. एंड यू विल स्टिल नॉट अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज दिस. सो व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू एक्सप्लेन, द कॉन्सेप्ट समझने की ज़्यादा जरूरी है. पढ़ाने के लिए तो एक्सपर्ट बैठे हैं, ये तो बढ़ाएंगे आपको, लेकिन हम लोगों को होता है टू डेवलप इंटरेस्ट एंड टू नो व्हाट इज रियली हैपनिंग, क्या हो रहा है, हाउ इज द लॉ मेड, तो आपको बता ही दिया होगा. हाउ इज द लॉ मेड, कैसे बिल जाता है और कौन सा बिल कहाँ जाता है, ये तो आपको पता होगा. लॉ इज ऑलवेज अ ड्राफ्ट लॉ विच इज कॉल्ड एज ए बिल. लेजिस्लेटिव बिल इज ए ड्राफ्ट लॉ. इट इज प्रेजेंटेड, इट इज इंट्रोड्यूस्ड वेयर any either of the लोक सभा और राज्यसभा, डिपेंड करता है, कोई जरूरी नहीं. सिर्फ एक जरूरी है, मनी बिल. Money bill always will go to Lok Sabha first. It cannot go to Rajya Sabha first. And then it will go to Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha is under an obligation to pass it. They may put some questions. It will go back to the Lok Sabha. Again, if they don't agree, it will go back to Rajya Sabha. Money bill I'm talking about. Income tax is a money bill. GST was a money bill. There are money bills which are brought only through Lok Sabha and not Rajya Sabha. And Rajya Sabha is duty bound to either pass it or recommend it for reconsideration. They cannot say नहीं हमने इसको फेल कर दिया, वो उसमें होता है. जैसे अभी आया, अब तो आपको ये भी पता कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट में तो 2/3 आती है, व्हाट यू कॉल, जब वुमेन बिल आया तो 2/3 majority is required. Both they could introduce from Rajya Sabha, they could introduce from Lok Sabha. That doesn't make any difference. Both of the houses should have to pass it and get the required majority. Then only it goes recommended to the what you call president to give its assent. तो ये तो आपको पता है, हर लॉ ऐसे ही बनता है. Nothing new. Every law is like that. And we have a power to make law. And you know, Constitution, you have the Schedule 7, which have 3 lists, union list, state list, और वो law ऐसे ही बनता है. मनी लॉ तो बिल्कुल ऐसे, मनी लॉ तो ऐसे जो GST बना, वो कहाँ से बना? यहीं से बना. लेकिन GST में तो आपको पावर ये आ गई कि वो इंटरमिक्स कर दिया. GST can be levied by the central government, GST will be levied by the state government, or interstate trade and commerce only GST will be levied by the central government, and when there is an import, GST will be levied by the central government, not the. इसलिए वहाँ अलग अलग पावर दी गई. सेक्शन 240 आर्टिकल 246 ए ले आए, क्लॉज 1 क्लॉज 2 वो भी आया, उसमें भी आया. Then they have brought 269, they have brought many changes, but let me tell you, basic concept हमें पता होना चाहिए. What kind of a basic concept is there in this country to make the law? वो अपर हाउस है राज्यसभा, ये लोअर हाउस है, लेकिन मनी बिल तो लोअर हाउस में ही पहले पास होता है. बाकी तो both houses have to pass it. But as the money bill is considered, Rajya Sabha has to give its assent. They can ask the Lok Sabha to reconsider certain issue. आपने कभी बिल पास होते देखा है? एक एक क्लॉज पढ़ते हैं. दिस क्लॉज से आई बोलते हैं ना, उसको देखिए. यू विल रियली एंजॉय व्हाट काइंड ऑफ ए लॉ इज मेड. ये लॉ हमें, यू आर रीडिंग द लॉ, बट हाउ इट इज फॉर्म, नहीं आपके पास तो तरीका है, गूगल में जाओ सब कुछ मिल जाएगा, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. हाउ द लॉ इज फॉर्म्ड और वेदर यू डू एंड रीड इट, बट गेट टाइम टू रीड दैट. डोंट गो फॉर दोस ऑनलाइन गेम्स और एनीथिंग लाइक दैट. गेट टाइम. और ये बिटकॉइन के काम में मत करना. सबसे खराब चीज़ बिटकॉइन है. जिन्होंने किया है, nobody has made money in Bitcoin. Let me tell you, no one has made money. They were all notional gain. There is no actual gain, notional gain. Don't be lured by this Bitcoin or jungly or rummy or this or that. Please don't waste your time. Read thoroughly and prepare your exam, and then your life is there, full law of responsibilities. Then don't think you are enjoying the life. जिसने कॉलेज नहीं देखा उसने दुनिया में देखा क्या है. मैंने भी देखा है, एंड मैंने तो पढ़ाया भी है. तो वो आर डिफरेंट डेज. ठीक है, यू शुड, बट लेट मी टेल यू, एंजॉय योर लाइफ. हमारे कहते हैं ज़िंदगी नहीं मिलेगी दोबारा. एंजॉय, लेकिन टाइम शेड्यूल होना चाहिए हर चीज़ का. स्टडी के टाइम, नॉट एट द कॉस्ट ऑफ योर स्टडी. डू योर स्टडी, डू योर हार्ड वर्क, एंड देन स्काई इज द लिमिट. जितने लॉयर्स ने पैसा कमाया है उनको तो सर्विस टैक्स और GST भी नहीं लगता है. वो कहते हैं वो सर्विस रेंडर ही नहीं करते. This is what is the Chidambaram Sahib has said at one particular time when we went to him, that we are imposing a tax on chartered accountant and not imposing tax on GST on this. उसमें GST नहीं था, सर्विस टैक्स था. GST तो जेटली जी लाए. इस कंट्री में GST आ ही नहीं सकता था. और मिस्टर जेटली now, he also knows, he's a very close friend of Jetli, Mr. Sandeep Gar. आ ही नहीं सकता था, because he has more rapport with the opposition. He had good contact with the opposition and judiciary, and that's why he could bring in GST, and that was unanimous decision. And GST Council was also taking unanimous decision during his period. After this, there is no unanimous decision in GST Council now. Somebody says something else or the other, but he was the person who was managed to bring GST, because Congress were looking for the GST for many years. वो हमारे कहने वाले गब्बर टैक्स कहने वाले तो बहुत बड़े आदमी हैं, उनकी बात तो छोड़ दो, लेकिन otherwise doesn't understand what kind of a law has been brought in this country. This law is a wonderful law, I tell you. ठीक है, difficult होगा, but it has, let me tell you, reduced the what you call burden on the assessee. अरे 18% देते हैं तो उसका इनपुट क्रेडिट भी तो मिलता है. आपको कंज्यूमर को नहीं मिलता, इनपुट क्रेडिट मिलता है तो उनको तो एडिशनल पे अमाउंट पे ही देना पड़ेगा. इज नथिंग मच, एड ऑन पे ही है ना. व्हाट इज द एड ऑन वैल्यू पर आपको जीएसटी देना है, बाकी तो यू आर गेटिंग इनपुट क्रेडिट फॉर दैट प्रोवाइडेड यू आर ऑनेस्ट. वो ठीक है. सो दे आर पीपल गेटिंग इट, इसलिए प्राइसेस डो नॉट गो हाई. ठीक है, वो एक ही बात करेंगे, पुट जीएसटी सेम रेट टू एवरीथिंग. इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल टू हैव ए सेम rate for GST for all items. Necessary item, daily need item may not have that much of a burden, but high value item, if you are going for a big car, you have to pay GST. But why should not you pay GST on that? If we can afford a car for 1 crore 50 lakh, why can't you pay GST of 50 lakh on that? So my point is, it is correct. Yes, there will be rationalization. Rates will be brought down. At one time, nobody thought that we'll be able to get every month 1.68 crore, a lakh crore as GST collection. It has surpassed the income tax also. Surpassed the income tax also. But the point is, in case of income tax, let me tell you one more interesting and then I'll stop. Give me 5 minutes. Very interesting. When we were redrafting the law, the maximum rate of tax is 30%. Am I right? 30 है ना इंडिविजुअल के लिए, और बाकियों के लिए भी 30 है. कंपनी के लिए भी अब तो बड़ा हमने कम कर दिया. 30% था. We were told that you have to increase the rate to 35% for big people, rich people. I was wondering, I said you have brought down from 97.5%. अरे यार, रहने दो ना, मेरी शक्ल नहीं नजर आएगी तो क्या फर्क पड़ेगा. 97.5% से you have brought down to 30%, and you have seen the compliance. How many people have become honest and they are all willing to pay tax? Why are you interested in raising it to 35? कहते नीचे वाले तो टैक्स देते ही नहीं है, तो जो लोअर हैंगिंग फ्रूट है उन्हीं को मारो, ये 35% कर दो. हमने 35% का स्लैब बना दिया. अबव 3 करोड़ 35%, अप टू 3 करोड़ मैक्सिमम 30. वही स्लैब जो स्लैब रेट है, बट 30% अप टू 3 करोड़, अबव 3 करोड़ 35%. बड़े रिच लोग आएंगे. उसकी भी बात बताऊं. देन व्हाट हैपेंड, बजट बन गया. रात को 12 बजे बजट प्रिंट हो रहा था. द टेलीफोन केम देयर, लुक हियर रेट. क्या हुआ? बजट को रोक दिया गया. किसी ने उनको बता दिया कि जो 35% आप टैक्स देंगे, जो 5% एक्स्ट्रा लेंगे, दिस टैक्स डजंट गो टू द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट. दिस टैक्स इज शेयर्ड बिटवीन द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट एंड द स्टेट. आपको पता ही है, the taxes are shared, these income tax is shared between the central government and the state government. तो ये तो टैक्स आपको मिलेगा ही नहीं. तो आपको क्या मिल जाएगा? 33%, 67% तो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ले जाएंगे. हर बार डिफरेंट होता है. वो पे कमीशन, फाइनेंस कमीशन बनाती है. बट वॉट एवर इज दिस, ये होगा. रोक दिया गया, सर चार्ज लगा दिया गया. अबव 50 लाख 10%, above 1 crore 15%, above 2 crore 25%, and above 5 crore 37%. क्यों लगाया गया? क्योंकि सरचार्ज शेयर नहीं होता है. सरचार्ज go to the central government. If they had raised it to 5% income tax, they would have got only 1/3 tax. And now this is the entire tax. Who will get? The central. So एक गवर्नमेंट दूसरी गवर्नमेंट को भी चीट करती है at times. This is the law which was made. ये लॉ बनता है जो मैंने आपको बताया. और टाइम नहीं है, नहीं तो मेरे पास बहुत स्टोरी सुनाने की. फिर कभी. थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर द पेशेंट हियरिंग.